Hello and welcome to TBC News, our top stories tonight. Tanzania and Kenya set May 2026 as a deadline to eliminate non-tariff barriers.
That is politically united, economically integrated, and self-reliant.
ATCL introduces flights to Seychelles.
Is a vital bridge connecting markets, people, and economic opportunities.
A very good evening. I'm Agnes Tuniga. You can also follow us live on our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. Tanzania and Kenya have set May 2026 as a deadline to eliminate all the non-tariff barriers, NTBs, which continue to constrain cross-border trade flows between the two nations. Addressing journalists during a joint press conference which witnessed the signing of 8 Memorandum of Understanding, President Samia Suluhu Hassan and President William Ruto stressed on deepening bilateral ties through key sectors. Here are more details.
It is the first day of the two-day state visit of the President of Kenya, William Ruto, which is the first state visit to Tanzania since his inauguration as the 5th President of Kenya in September 2022. It's 2 days of state visit, 8 Memorandum of Understanding, and bilateral agreements in 12 areas of bilateral cooperation.
The United Republic of Tanzania has been and continues to be a vital partner of Kenya. Our relationship is grounded in a shared history shaped by our founding fathers who championed Pan-Africanism and envisioned a continent that is politically united, economically integrated, and self-reliant.
Kenya and Tanzania constitute the economic backbone of the East Africa community, accounting for approximately 40% of total East African community intertrade.
As founding members of the East African community, we reaffirmed our unwavering commitment to advancing regional integration and working together to realize the full potential of our community. We also noted that as the global supply chains continue to shift, our region is well positioned to emerge as a competitive hub for production and investment. To realize this potential, we must deepen our regional integration and pursue coordinated strategies that enhance our collective competitiveness.
Both countries have undertaken bilateral and regional efforts to promote and strengthen bilateral trade, agreeing to end all non-tariff barriers by May 2026.
Tume zetu za pamoja, kamati za pamoja za biashara, joint trade committees, zikae mara kwa mara.
Our joint trade committees should meet regularly to discuss trade matters and ensure that no new barriers arise in these areas. We have also discussed energy issues. As you can see, 8 agreements have been signed tonight, one of which is the energy sector. This includes building interconnection systems to enable electricity trade between our countries. We have completed one connection and we are moving forward with building a second one. Additionally, we have signed an agreement for the construction of gas pipelines from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania to Mombasa through Kenya.
From 2021 till April 2026, Kenya has registered about 140 investment projects in Tanzania, worth over $520 million and offering over 8,000 jobs for Tanzanians. Dr. Ruto's visit and today's Business and Investment Forum signifies both nations' eagerness to deepen trade ties.
The Prime Minister, Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, says regional and international cooperation is essential for success in the fight against transnational crime, which is increasingly evolving and crossing borders. Ahmed Salum has more details.
The 11th Annual General Meeting and Conference of the East African Association of Prosecutors, EAAP, is being held in Dar es Salaam under the theme, the use of technology in addressing wildlife crime and transnational organized crime. The guest of honor is Prime Minister Dr. Mwigulu Nchemba, who emphasizes that law enforcement agencies and justice systems must have strong frameworks for international cooperation.
With this bitter reality at hand, the importance of international cooperation in combating transnational organized crimes cannot be overstated. Indeed, just as organized crime could not exist without cross-border operations, equally the law enforcement agencies and the judicial machinery within the region can hardly and effectively combat transnational organized crimes without efficient frameworks of international cooperation, especially in the spheres of mutual legal assistance and extraditions.
Though Dr. Nchemba noted that crimes such as wildlife crime and transnational offenses are increasingly planned using digital technologies.
Studies have shown that in most cases, the wildlife and the transnational organized crimes are planned, organized digitally, financed electronically, coordinated across borders, and also they are concealed through complex technologies, and hereby the planning and the effect of such crimes can easily cross borders at a speed which at times may bypass detections.
The Deputy Minister for Constitution and Legal Affairs, Zainabu Katimba, detailed that the meeting reflects the government's commitment to strengthening regional and international cooperation in combating crime, while the President of the East African Association of Prosecutors, EAAP, who is also Kenya's Director of Public Prosecutions, Renson Ingonga, spoke about the role of technology in crime.
I am fully aware of your demanding schedule. In that regard, your presence here today reflects the significant sacrifice of your valuable time, setting aside many other important responsibilities in order to be part of this event. We are deeply honored. Your presence here today is a clear statement to the unwavering commitment of the government of the United Republic of Tanzania to strengthening regional and international cooperation in the fight against crime.
It is therefore incumbent upon us as prosecutors to remain innovative and collaborative in our approaches. Importantly, this conference provides a vital platform for the exchange of practical experiences, best practices, and lessons learned across jurisdictions.
The East Africa Association of Prosecutors members include Tanzania, Burundi, Ethiopia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, Kenya, Mozambique, Rwanda, Seychelles, South Sudan, Somalia, Malawi, Sudan, Zambia, and Uganda. Ahmed Salum, TBC News.
China has officially begun implementing its zero-tariff policy, granting 53 African countries, including Tanzania, duty-free access to its vast market. Under this arrangement, exports from these countries will face no tariffs, quotas, or political conditions. The policy spans all major sectors of agriculture, minerals, light industry, and manufacturing, and is expected to significantly expand trade opportunities. It follows an announcement by President Xi Jinping of China during a major China-Africa business summit, where he emphasized the need to remove trade barriers and strengthen multilateral cooperation. Esther Dels has more details.
The initial rollout to 33 least developed African countries in December 2024 to its expansion in 2026 to nearly all African nations with diplomatic ties to China. The policy reflects Beijing's strategy to position itself as the closest trading partner among Africa's leading trade partners. Tanzania, the impact is already visible. In 2025, bilateral trade between Tanzania and China reached $11.28 billion, marking a 27% increase compared to the previous year. Here, the ambassador of China to Tanzania explains more about the significance of this policy.
I remembered after the Beijing summit, FOCAC 2024, and under the push of the Embassy of China in Tanzania, the first batch of honey, sent to China and to enjoy the policy with no tariff at all. And of course, at that time, Tanzania people need to understand the policy and take good use of this policy. And after that, we try to broadcast this good policy to all the people who are interested in doing business with China.
While the managing director of the Zanzibar State Trading Corporation, Said Ali, highlights how the initiative could help local exporters tap into China's massive consumer base.
We welcome this policy in open arms because for ZSTC, as the major export producer for Zanzibar cloth, we see this is a chance for Zanzibar to capture the Chinese market. We understand the Chinese market is a very large market with a large number of population. As I said earlier, that if we can manage to capture at least 5% of that market, the impact will be very large and very huge. For a long period of time, our cloth we used to export our cloth through agents, either through Middle East, Singapore, and other Asian markets, without capturing the Chinese market. So for Chinese to come up with this policy, we see it's an opportunity for us to access that market.
At the grassroots level, spice farmers in Zanzibar are also expressing optimism, hoping the new access will translate into better prices and expanded markets for their products.
Na pia tumepata fursa hii nzuri kutoka China.
We have also received this great opportunity from China to reduce tariffs on the export of our spices. We hope that people in rural areas, especially fellow farmers, will benefit by increasing spice production and earning higher incomes through this opportunity with China.
The tariff policy opens a historic gateway to one of the world's largest markets. Questions remain about how much value African economies, including Tanzania, will ultimately retain. As exports grow, the challenge will be ensuring that increased access translates not just into higher volumes of raw materials shipped abroad, but into meaningful industrial development and value addition to home. Esther Deus reporting from TBC News.
Thank you very much, Esther Deus, for that report. And to answer that, we'll continue with a deep analysis of the fate of Tanzania industrialization by economist Francis Nyonzo in our story tomorrow. Minister of Information, Culture, Arts and Sports, Paul Makonda, says government using strategic channels of TBC, Bongo FM, TBC2, and Tanzania Safari have increased viewers and listeners and translated content in 5 different languages for 1,125 programs. Makonda made remarks in Parliament in Dodoma while presenting his ministry budget for 2026-2027 financial year, saying there has been progress in the information, arts and cultural sectors.
Katika kuhakikisha kuwa TBC inafikia vijana wengi.
Ensuring that TBC reach a large youth audience. Major improvements have been made in content and the system across the digital platform through Bongo FM, TBC2, and TBC Online. This effort has significantly increased viewers and audience engagement. Furthermore, TBC, through its Tanzania Safari channel, dedicated specifically to improve tourism opportunities and the country's natural wealth, has enabled the production of content translated in 5 international languages: Portuguese, Arabic, English, French, and Chinese. In collaboration with the Ministry of Information and Technology, TBC has also implemented a signal expansion project across 15 districts by installing broadcast equipment at various sections. Upon the completion, and this project has expanded TBC radio coverage to reach 139 districts.
The Parliament has passed budget for the Ministry of Culture, Information, Culture, Arts and Sports worth 525.327 billion shillings. Tanzania has taken another step in expanding its aviation network with Air Tanzania Company Limited, ATCL, introducing direct flights between Dar es Salaam and Seychelles. The route is expected to facilitate faster movement of people and goods while opening up new avenues for trade, tourism and investment between the two countries. Teddy Mparinyanga has more details.
Delivering a keynote address, the Principal Secretary for Civil Aviation in Seychelles, David Bianchi, says the new connection will significantly strengthen cooperation between the transport sectors of Tanzania and Seychelles, as well as growing diplomatic ties between the two nations.
The introduction of this service between Dar es Salaam and Seychelles marks another significant step in enhancing regional connectivity within Africa and across the Indian Ocean. It reinforces our commitment to supporting greater mobility for passengers and fostering deeper economic, cultural, and tourism exchanges. Dar es Salaam continues to emerge as an important aviation hub within the region, and this new link offers increased travel options and improved access to Seychelles via Tanzania.
On his part, the Minister for Transport, Professor Makame Mbarawa, says the new route reinforces Tanzania's position as a regional aviation hub in East Africa. He notes that the direct flights will reduce travel time, improve efficiency and create more opportunities for business and economic growth between the two countries.
This new route builds a vital bridge connecting markets, people and economic opportunities between our two countries. For Tanzania, it strengthens our position as the regional aviation hub in East Africa. For Seychelles, it opened wide access to African market, enhancing trade and tourism flows. This is a clear testament that air transport is a key driver of a modern economic development.
Meanwhile, the chairperson of Air Tanzania's board highlights the potential for increased tourism and investment, saying the route will make it easier for travelers to explore both destinations while attracting new business opportunities.
For us, this is a great opportunity and an opening for doors of both countries. We will be able to move our business people, our investors and tourists from both countries. We understand that Seychelles attracts a lot of investors, a lot of tourists, and so is Tanzania.
With improved connectivity and growing cooperation between Tanzania and Seychelles, stakeholders are optimistic that the new route will deliver long-term economic benefits for both nations. Reporting from Victoria, Seychelles, Teddy Mparinyanga, TBC News.
The government of the United Republic of Tanzania and the Republic of Turkey have signed a key agreement aimed at eliminating double taxation, a move expected to boost investment and trade between the two nations. The deal is being described as a major step towards strengthening economic ties and attracting foreign capital. Here are more details.
Tanzania and Turkey have signed agreements in Dar es Salaam, which is seen as a significant milestone in advancing economic cooperation, which expectations of increased trade and investment flows between the two nations in the coming years. Speaking at the event, the Minister of Finance, Ambassador Hamis Musa Omar, says the agreement is Tanzania's 13th of its kind and it's intended to eliminate the burden of income being taxed twice in different countries, a key concern of investors.
This DTA is aligned with the vision of Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, our President. She is keen and committed to improving business climate, including further opening up of Tanzania to international investment. And on this regard, our government has launched a series of game-changing initiatives, such as the simplification of business registration licensing, the digitization of tax and customs systems, and reforms in land acquisition, labor regulation, and commercial dispute resolution. Establishment of regional specific special economic zones and creation of strategic investment status for large-scale investors are other good examples on this regard. These efforts are yielding results.
Meanwhile, Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Ambassador Said Shaib Musa, notes that Tanzania and Turkey have enjoyed long-standing relations dating back in 1963 to a cooperation expanding across multiple sectors.
To achieve this, we must focus our deliberations on accelerating strategic infrastructure projects, including the Standard Gauge Railway SGR, and enhancing investment in agriculture, energy, and manufacturing. It is our goal to identify and remove any trade barriers, fostering a seamless environment for our respective business commitments.
On his part, the Turkey's ambassador to Tanzania, Dr. Bekir Gerza, says the agreement will further deepen diplomatic and economic relations between the two countries.
Nimefurahi sana kuona mahusiano yetu.
I'm very pleased to see our relationship continue to grow, and there is much more to be done. We want to see our relationship expand further across different areas. Our gathering today will help to achieve that goal. Our motto is clear: let us work together, participate together, and do so fairly. Therefore, as Turkey, we are ready to work together.
The event was also attended by a senior government official, experts, and representatives from both Tanzania and Turkey. Antonia Kivaria, TBC News.
Former Ivory Coast captain Didier Drogba says Tanzania hosting CAF African Cup of Nations AFCON 2027 is a big opportunity for the development of infrastructures that will be used to develop sports in the country. Speaking to TBC in Dodoma, Drogba says stadiums that will be used for the AFCON 2027 matches after the tournament will be used for local and international competition, and that will boost both sports and economy of the country.
Possibility, there's the infrastructure, there's the will to go through development through sport, and this is really important. So I think I can't wait for the stadiums and everything to be ready and for the game to start, because you will see it's a game changer. Okay. Local player has to develop, and it's a big competition. And I think they will learn a lot about professionalism, which is very important. How to behave as a professional, how to improve, how to become better. So yes, we're here to help and support.
Tanzania is rehabilitating Benjamin Mkapa Stadium and building a new stadium, Samia Suluhu Hassan, in Arusha, as well as training pitches ready to host AFCON 2027. Dar es Salaam Regional Commissioner Albert Chalamila has urged investors to come forward to invest in the construction of modern hotels capable of serving a large number of guests in preparation for the 2027 African Nations Championship.
Congratulations for this, and we encourage you to invest even more, because on 2027, our nation is expected to be the host of the AFCON. So this is very important facility. In fact, in Dar es Salaam, we are aiming to invest much in gastronomy tourism, because we see different people who are coming here and who are going then somewhere else, like in Zanzibar, in Arusha. So if we aim to invest in gastronomy tourism and other parts of tourism, but we see gastronomy tourism is very important to be invested here in Dar es Salaam. So this is your own. In 2027, we will have AFCON. If we don't have exact points of where the people will try to walk around for gastronomy tourism, that will be our failure.
Chalamila made the remarks in Dar es Salaam while inaugurating the Crown Hotel in Kariakoo, saying the regional government is ready to collaborate with investors, emphasizing that investment opportunities are great due to the advent of the competition.
这几年，坦桑尼亚经济发展。In recent years, Tanzania
Tanzania has joined a lot in economic departments, with increasingly frequent tourism and visa exchanges, leading to the continuous growth of the demand of the hotel accommodations. Therefore, we are officially included the hotel business into our core department strategy, fully committing the hotel market.
要全力布局坦桑尼亚本土市场。
Before we wind up our local news tonight, let us now have a look at our today's exchange rate according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest exchange rates and